Hey, good afternoon, or morning, everybody, at least morning for me still. Thanks for joining our RedAwning Employee Referral Program webinar. My name is Heidi Henriksen. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing for the program, and wanted to give you a quick little overview on what our program is, our team, how we've been expanding, and then, of course, get to the good details about how you can earn some incentive with this great program. So, moving on to our team, I wanted to do a quick introduction. We've had quite a few additions lately. Sean Raftery joined our program. Most of you know Sean. He's, I think, RedAwning's first employee, the VP of Business Development, and really excited to have his expertise with our team. I joined the team back in September, and I've got about 12 plus years in the property management world and travel industry. And then we brought on Mike Brown and Michael Landau, both in inside sales, and they operate out of our Emeryville office. Mike Brown joins us from a real tech side industry with restaurant.com. He's also really familiar with Airbnb as he's been a host for the last 5 years. And so he's got 2 units in San Francisco. So he's given us a great perspective on that side of things. As well as Michael Landau, he comes from a strong background in the tour operator and ski travel industry. So if you ever want to know where to go skiing, you should ask Michael. And then finally, we had Faye Donahue join us also fairly recently. She's our account manager for now, and she's coming from about 15 years plus in the property management world. Most recently, she worked for a property manager in Mount Hood, Oregon. So she knows the ins and outs of the industry extremely well. So super excited to have a big team growing for sure. So a lot of people might not know how our program's doing, but we've been growing. We're at 166 properties as of today. We actually had a new one come on this morning. We've had a little bit of attrition just because of making some changes to the program, and not everybody always qualified. We require full distribution now with every property, but 166 is great growth. I think last year when I joined, the program was about 55 properties, so really excited to see that as well. Our gross bookings year to date for 2019 are at 1.425 million, so really exciting there. In 2018, the program only did about 332,000 in gross bookings. So really big growth year over year. I think we were at about 150, 160,000 this time last year. So definitely some lofty goals to hit, but we're working hard for that. Part of the success is coming from a lot of our program upgrades. We've included now professional photography, complimentary, or we cover that cost for our owners. It's basically on about 80–85% of our properties utilize that benefit. We're also shipping Alexa devices now to some of our beta owners, so that's really exciting to have those in the properties. And then every owner operates out of our smart portal. So essentially they're getting a free PMS. None of them use any kind of property management software. It's all done through the smart portal. So we get a lot of great feedback that we share with tech, as that's an ongoing improvement. And then also the account manager is handling all onboarding, inputting rates, changing titles, everything from the character count to what's competitive in their marketplace. In some cases, we're even writing the descriptions altogether for the owner. They're going in and changing the nightly minimums to make sure we start out on the right foot forward. So there's a lot of detail involved in building a new listing for an owner, and previously the owners were required to do it and navigate the portal on their own. So it's really nice that we have an account manager that handles that piece for them now. And then the last bit, full distribution. So every owner is platinum level. So they are on every channel. And if they were previously listed as a vacation rental, they needed to either pause or they need to cancel their listings once we go live with their new RedAwning listings. And there's a lot of good reason for that. We found that's kind of bringing the best success to our program for sure. So yeah. How's it doing as far as difference between the owner program and the rest of the RedAwning property management side? Again, I'll mention this again. We do exclusive platinum distributions. They're in all channels. An owner can't come to us and say, well, I don't like Airbnb, had a bad experience, so I don't want to be on that channel. We basically put them everywhere because we're fielding all of those inquiries for them. And then, like I said, also the account management builds their listings 100%. So we know they're as optimized as they possibly could be. We're not relying on anyone else to build those listings. But one of the areas we really focus is our legendary service. So our team holds a weekly meeting on Monday mornings to do a review of any owners that haven't received a booking in the last 30 days. And we do that to be very proactive. It could be that they need to have their nightly minimums altered. They need to change their rates. We need to run them a promotion. We need to change their photos order. There's a lot of different tweaks that we can do to make sure that we're getting bookings for our owners, and they're extremely happy with that legendary service. And then the last piece that we really focus a lot on is the revenue management component. We currently use RedAwning to help us set rates, and then we do a little bit of our own research. But RedAwning is very unbiased data, so it allows us to basically get very dynamic with our rates if the owner is open to that option. Or we can do a weekly, weekday, week-long type of rate for them on the Smart Portal. So it's based on their needs, their goals, the seasonality, a lot of different aspects. But what we've done is we've created a couple different tools for you to be able to share our program with friends and family in this whole referral pitch. So the first one is a rental income projection. It's, again, unbiased industry data. It's actually very accurate. And it shows the gross annual revenue potential on a property. It shows the ADR, and we also provide an occupancy percentage, as well as some comps in their local market, even down to the bedroom, bathroom count. And even if a property has not been a vacation rental previously, we can still pull that data using Zillow, Realtor.com, those types of resources. So it's definitely a great tool, and we can turn those around very quickly. It's a branded piece. I think the next slide might show you an example of that. The other item or piece that we have is a one-sheet elevator pitch, sort of an overview of the entire program, and those will both be available for you to use to help show this or share the program with your friends and family. It's a little tough to see, but the branding got clipped off of here as far as all the RedAwning stuff, but it does, just above revenue forecast, it does lay out numbers that are very fine-tuned to this type of to whichever property they send in, based on the address, the marketplace, everything. So here's the fun details about the referral program and what it means for you. 2% of the gross booking revenue. So it's based on nightly revenue or nightly rent. It doesn't include damage waiver fees or house cleaning fees. It, of course, isn't based on taxes. It's only based on gross booking revenue. And it's on all referrals sent in by October 31st of this year. So it's an unlimited number. You can send in as many as you'd like. It's paid out quarterly, so you don't have to wait till the end of a year to get some. And it is calculated on stayed revenue. So it's not based on what's on the books. It's on completed bookings only, just to clarify. And again, if you want to send in some referrals after October 31st, we'll gladly take them. It's still going to be paid out just at the 1%. So not too bad. And what I did here is I pulled an example. This is an actual property in our program. It's based in Texas. Although it wasn't completed bookings for Q3, this was actually Q2. But they did $34,064 for that quarter. And if you were referred that into our program at the 2% level as an employee, you would be getting for that quarter an extra $681 as your payout. Let's say you, for the entire year, they performed pretty much average, like that 34,000. You're looking at an extra $2,725 paid out to you. And let's say you sent in 3 of those types of referrals. That potential for an incentive for the employee is over $8,000 annually. So it's pretty awesome. Our average property does around 40,000 in gross bookings. We have some that perform much better. Our best performing property is probably going to do about 300,000 in gross bookings this year. We have a few that do less, but for the most part, 40,000 is a good average gauge. So. And then the biggest question, how do you send these in? We've got 2 options for you. You can go to RedAwningGroup.com, select the section that says who we work with, and drop down to homeowners. And on the very front landing page is a link that says refer a friend. And this is all that's needed. You can send your friend here. You could fill it out for them. We just need their first, last name, email, and where the home's located. Again, it doesn't have to have been a vacation rental previously. We're happy to take new homes. And that lead form will come straight into our sales team. The second option, you can email details to propertyowners@redawning.com, and we'll follow up on those equally. But yeah, super easy to send those leads into us, and we'll jump right on them, trying to get those signed.
Heidi, we should add a phone number field to that form.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So now the big part, I think a lot of people had some questions. Happy to run through those if you'd like.
And just a note, the questions feature is on your panel, the little skinny panel on the side of your desktop. And if you just go to the bottom, there are some long gray lines, and one of them will say question. You can ask a question there. You were so thorough, Heidi, and no one has any questions.
Okay, this one's from Stacy. She wants to know, how can we track which referrals sign up?
How can you track them?
Yeah.
So our team is actually going to track every referral and then ensure the payouts happen quarterly. It's going to be a combination of Sean, myself, and Faye tracking all of those. So you really don't have to keep track. You're welcome to check in with us if you'd like, but we'll have all that info for you.
Okay. Good to know. Thanks, Stacy. Anyone else?
Actually, I did want to clarify one point. If, let's say you know somebody that has 10 properties, our program is targeted at 10 properties or less, and they're owned by that person. They're not a typical property manager. In some cases, those owners, if they're using a PMS system, then they do need to still, those leads would go under our property management sales team. If they're not using a PMS, then they can enroll in our program. The basis is they just have to operate using the smart portal. So that's kind of the differentiator, is 10 properties or less, or do they have a PMS system?
Should we give it a couple more minutes, see if anyone has a last minute question? Okay.
That sounds pretty simple. All right, well, thanks everybody. Look forward to seeing those referrals, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions after the webinar.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks, Heidi.